Hey everybody, it's Ea Patsy, and I am doing a response video. I'm watching Lady Colin C, and she is another creator on YouTube, and she seems to have the inside knowledge on what's going on with the royal family and Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, and what's happening. So I was sitting here, I was like, let me maybe see how this would go. And I started the video, and the first card that came out was Father Raphael, Change. And she was talking about the rainbows that were seen the morning after the corpse, the coffin with Queen Elizabeth had been staying overnight at Buckingham Palace. So the next morning there was a double rainbow around Buckingham Palace. And when this card jumped out, when she said that, was it true? This is Father Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunity for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So I took this as a confirmation that was a sign from the Creator. And the next card, as she started to speak, Unity, number 5. So these are 2 5s, 5 and 5. This is major change. This is a upgrade, right? This is a graduation. This is a chapter that's closed, and a chapter that lessons were learned, and a chapter that is going to bring about change. Unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see what works for you. A spiritually minded community. And she was talking about how the people of Great Britain had gotten together and were paying their respects to the Queen, and talking about the unity in the community. So I said, you know what? Let's tape this and see where we're going here. See what else Spirit has to share with us, right? So I'm going to start the video again and again. This is she did this 9 hours ago. And this is Lady Colin, C-O-L-I-N-C, and I'll put the link in the description box when this uploads, okay? So the latest on Harry, Meghan, Charles, and the Queen. Hatred, support, Oprah, shenanigans, opportunistic, PR, etc. Lady Colin Campbell, that's her name, Lady Colin Campbell. So this was done on September 15th, today. All right, and she also has a petition here in her description box saying that if you want to invite Prince Harry to ask the King to put his titles and royal status into abeyance, meaning that in case he comes to his senses, he can get his titles back and not let them be given out to someone else in his stead. Okay. So, she's not a fan of Meagan, from what I can gather so far. So, let's see what goes on. Here we go.
Or omens. I leave it up to you to decide what you think. But Ingrid Peterson says, Lady C saw your GB tribute to Princess Anne's work for and devotion to the royal family. You looked and spoke beautifully. Thank you very much. What does try? Thanks for talking about the rainbows over Balmoral and the palace as Queen Elizabeth.
She must have gotten interviewed somewhere.
Unless photoshopped, to me the rainbows were miracles sent by Britain's old gods for the Queen to pass over. If you've read this far, now comes the corker. Can you please comment on US NPR, a quasi-government radio station, reporting on King Charles's speech and in the same breath asking, would he be able to handle Meagan Markle's influence on the Commonwealth? No kidding. And she was the only royal mentioned beside King Charles. Are we underestimating who, what, where, how is behind this Mayor Ellie grifter? Ingrid Peterson, this is not really the time or the place, but I will make the point and move on. As the Queen would have put it, there are dark forces at play. And
Father Ariel talks about dark
that
forces,
creature, you know, the
challenges, but help is on the way.
Walkabout, kept on.
The magician.
And I don't know if you noticed, incidentally, the hair was two completely
You can
different
manifest the
lengths.
life that you
There
want.
was this blunt cut, then there was that
Epiphany.
blunt cut. Well,
Joy through spiritual
I
growth. Relight to
suppose
others. Answers
the
that come
Turkish
through meditation.
virgins
Night
ran
of
out of
Ariel.
hair because unless I'm a monkey's aunt, there is no way that
This is
that
being
hair
protected.
was her own. Maybe
This
she
is
wasn't
making
used to
kind
it. Maybe that's
and
why she had to
compassionate
keep on
decisions.
playing with it, hanging on to it, hoping
I
it
think
would
this is
hang on to
saying
her
that
scalp. I just make that
Charles is
little,
being guided,
rather catty aside for what
and
it's
he's aware
worth.
of that now.
But yes, whether
And his help is coming. I think he had a visitation from his mother. And something in him changed. And he feels protected. He feels guided now. He feels his steps are being guided. And he wants to do the right thing. He wants to be able to do his duty, and his mother is helping him. He feels that. He feels the connection. Okay. And it's giving him confidence. It's giving him a confidence. Charles. And he's going to use his humor, and he's going to use his intellect, his education, the things that he finds that he's always cared about, like climate change. He'll still be able to play a role, but it'll be not so much in the spotlight. If he chooses to, he may choose to be. He may have a plan on how to still remain in the spotlight, and it wouldn't be a big deal because the climate change shut down the airport in Great Britain, so it wouldn't be. I don't think there would be too much for him to take an active role in, recalibrating whatever needs to be taken care of for the runways, or just being part of whatever money they get from Parliament, I guess. I think what Meagan's problem is that she's used to living in the United States and Canada. We have a written constitution. There are, things that you can point to and look at. British, they don't. The royalty is a constitutional democracy with no written constitution. Is run by tradition. What works is what works, And that's the attitude. And it gets passed down from generation to generation. And each monarch can make their changes, yes. But I don't believe at all that Meghan and Harry are putting any pressure on Prince Charles at this time. I think they're all in mourning. I think they're hurting. I think they're trying to tolerate one another and walk on eggshells around everyone on both sides or all three sides of whomever. But Prince Anne is not going to let them show out. Tell you that much. She's not. Prince Anne is not going to allow them to embarrass her mother once again. They're going to do what they're supposed to do. Show up like how they're supposed to show up, right? That's what I'm hearing. All right, let's see what else Lady Colin has to share.
Meagan is the sole creator of all of this. And I actually believe she is the sole creator of all of the mischief that has happened. She has connected with people in whose interest it is to defame this country, this country's political process, this country's monarchy, this country's parliamentary process, this country's genuine cultural assimilation, this country's inclusivity, and to deny that this country has achieved all that it has achieved. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. This is shaping up to be rather less than just black against white, and it is shaping up to be the US against the UK. Not that this is the official policy of the US state, nor of the mass of the US people. I think that's all I need to say for the moment, because we need to be mindful of the occasion of which we are all a part. PQ says, Lady C, I have 2 questions for you. May we please have your comments on the King, his sons, and the other members of the royal family?
Okay, for that little bit that she was opinionating, editorializing of her distrust, distaste, disdain for Meagan. We got Princess of Spring, optimistic, creative, energetic. Go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons and let your creativity take flight. And this is clarifying the 5 of Raphael, which is talking about change and letting go of regret. I think Megan's trying to be peaceful and helpful and optimistic for Harry's sake and for Charles's sake. I think she wants her children to have their titles because whatever was affecting her relationship with the firm and with the royal family and the media, for the most part, the biggest part, maybe by the time the kids are grown up, it won't be an issue anymore. And I think it's very caring that they don't want that to their pain to impact their children's birthright going forward. So yeah, they couldn't be His and Her Royal Highness Archie and Elizabeth if that's what they want to do, and they're still just prince and princess. They're still mommy and daddy, whatever. They're monarchies where kids have a higher title than the queen mother. The queen is the queen. The queen mother is not the queen. All right, just like the queen consort is not the queen. She is the queen consort. She could have stayed princess consort, but Charles. Anyway, that's my thing. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think I'll ever get past Diana and Camilla. But she looked good. She looked good. So she got royal makeup going on now. And I just wanted to say this. A lot of this is based on racism. I'm just gonna say this, and she's talking about it, so I'm gonna put in my 2 cents. Queen Elizabeth knew that her bloodline in her family history, that there's African. I was always able to tell that ever since I was a little girl and I saw pictures of Queen Elizabeth, right? Whatever. I just was like, oh, they got some black in them somewhere. And then over the years, you would see how they would do the Queen's hair. But if you look at her childhood pictures and her baby pictures, she always had, not even Shirley Temple curls, but like her hair was naturally curly and straight. And we know, there's some of us who have that type of hair. And then as she grew older, and the way her hair was always, like, you would think that they put like a ton of Aquanet on it. And I don't think so. I think that she has hair like Oprah and my sister. That kind of hair that you could put a curl in it and it'll hold it all day, And I think that's what it is. She has that hair. And if you see a picture of Queen Charlotte, who was the queen in question, that I'm saying is known to be part African herself. She is King George, who is Queen Elizabeth's father. She's King George's grandmother, great-grandmother, through Queen Victoria. Right, because his father, King George's father, was Queen Victoria's son. Right. And then King George was King George's father, which was Queen Elizabeth's father. Right, because Edward was the one that abdicated, David. Right. The one that he married Mrs. Simpson, another American woman. So I don't know. But they need to relax and stop tearing these people apart right now. They're in mourning. Harry just lost his grandmother. And it was time for them to insert some melanin into that bloodline. And they know what's going on. All this is conjecture and gossip from household staff, people, who work in the palace, probably. Maybe even herself having conversations with these people, because, that's how society is. But I doubt she's talking to Meagan, and they want to make Meagan out to be the monster. It sells newspapers, and it gets clicks, so that's all that is, I think. It's just jealousy. And I told one of them chicks on Twitter, I said, King Charles could have all your asses put in the tower for talking shit about his daughter-in-law. Go practice your curtsy. Go, stop. Jealous, 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 jealous. That's all it is. He was never going to pick any of you. It was always going to be some kind of African girl or some girl from some island, in case they are unsure. But they've been harassing this kid, Harry, since he was a baby. They were questioning whether or not he was even Prince Charles's. You know what I'm saying? So who knows what the secret conversations are behind the scene? Maybe he was okay with, letting them give back the titles because maybe they know that Harry isn't really his or not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a possibility. It is. But at the same time, he loves them. They love one another. They love each other. It's not easy living with the woman that your mother said caused her marriage to fall apart. That's a lot to ask for a little 12-year-old boy to do who just lost his mom. And he's seeing the press treat his wife like they treated his mom, and he's afraid that he'll be abandoned again. His father abandoned him and chose Camilla. His mother died and he felt abandoned. And he also feels that the reason that she died is because she was dating Dodie, and Dodie was Indian, I think, some Muslim. The queen is the head of the church, Presbyterian, Church of England, Anglo-Saxon, Episcopalian. Nah, can't have that. No, they can't have the mother of the future king married to a Muslim. That's what Harry feels. So maybe he feels like it was a setup, and he's afraid that they'll set his wife up, and then he will be alone and he'll have 2 children to raise just like his father did, and he is in death fear of that. So all of y'all that think that you all are acting in Harry's best interest by doing this nonsense, stop it. You're just re-traumatizing this child that has, this man who has been traumatized over and over and over and over again, and he's trying to find a safe place. That's why he's got a wife that's a little older than him. This is a big deal, y'all, and y'all need to stop playing. Anyway, that was me speaking. It's 5 of Ariel, saying what I gotta say, right? Oh, 6 of Summer. Remembrance of childhood, of past. Yeah, this is like the 6 of Cups. Remembering events and remembering them differently than others do. Because he's looking at that whole thing when his mother died from the perspective of a 12-year-old. And now he's going to look at it from the perspective of a 38-year-old. Today's his birthday. And he's waiting till Monday. They're waiting till Monday to bury his grandmother. He has to go through all of this pomp and circumstance. And tension in the family. So they might be having discussions. We got the 5 of this being clarifying, the 5 of Ariel. So, feeling left out in the cold, right? Having to defend themselves. But it's going to be a positive outcome. This is about misunderstandings. Remembering things in a different way. Remembering things differently. That's another thing. Listen. It's tacky and wrong for anybody for her to hear that someone said, I wonder how dark the baby's going to be. Okay, let's calm down, Meagan. And I know maybe you don't know because you haven't been part of the community, because you weren't really raised around a lot of black people, especially you haven't had a baby, and probably none of your friends until now are starting to have babies. But it's terrible, it's wrong, it's horrible, shouldn't be done, but We black folk know when the baby is born, somebody's checking the back of them ears to see how dark this baby is going to get. And they'll comment on it for the most. Now, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not condoning it, but I'm just saying that it's something that happens. So, why wouldn't, what no, they shouldn't do it, but what I'm saying is that it doesn't need to be like World War III because someone made that remark. Now, maybe Harry is not used to that, of course, this is all new to him, dealing with this type of situation. And again, you too, this is your first time being a mom, and you're having a baby with a man who, is white, and you are white and black, so you can't tell me that you didn't wonder what that baby was going to look like. Now, that baby looks just like Harry when he was born, with all that red hair, and he's beautiful. And so is your baby girl. So, you accomplished in one generation to produce white babies. And as a black woman, you can do that. But know that it could come either way. It might not, probably, but it could come anyway. One child could be a little darker. And remember, as these children grow up, the more they're out and about, maybe they'll just be a little darker than the rest of the other kids, or look like they have a permanent tan or something like that. Doesn't matter. Meagan's light anyway. She got freckles. She's very proud of her freckles. I just think it's a matter of misunderstanding, just like the things with the wedding and the royal family, or in Britain when they have marriages, their bridesmaids are all the children in the family, and everybody wears white. They don't do the thing that we do in the United States. Everybody wears different colors. You got your girlfriends and your cousins and the girl you work with or whatever, or nobody. No, especially with the royal weddings. All of the little girls in the family serve as bridesmaids, and they all wear white dresses, just like the bride wears white dresses. It's not the same style, but everybody's in white, right? That's something that, for American women, that's like what? But they're telling her that this is the tradition and you have to do this. So I could see there being tension on that, because this is her wedding and she wants it to be a certain way, but these things come with restrictions. They have a certain type of flower that they can carry, that type of thing. So putting together a wedding, all of that is tough enough, and then her family has their little antics going on with her father and all that other crap. So, hey, people get bad feelings when, come on. Funerals, weddings, things like that, it's nerve-wracking, and especially if you don't know, you really can't read about it or understand it. Nobody's going to tell you anything, and the Constitution isn't written down, and no one is being your friend. The high priestess is covering the magician. Be at peace. Follow your intuition, because you can manifest the life. They can manifest whatever it is that they want, but they have to go about it with love and compassion, and be ready to work on the things of the past. Be at peace with the situation. So, I think that they can I think that they can make this a positive interaction during this time. Okay, here we got 6 of Raphael. This is about children. This is about embracing your inner child, rekindling relationships, things that have to do with children. And the Knight of Gabriel. I'm sorry, not of Raphael. romance, introspection, committed relationships, being swept on your feet, situations or topics that make your heart feel better. There's going to be healing here. And it's going to come through talking. It's going to come through communication. It might come through dreams. The moon. But we'll be keeping that secret. This is a family affair. And the star. They're going to be healing in secret. So I don't think I need to listen to the rest of Miss Colin. Because she ain't going to do nothing. She ain't going to have nothing positive to say about Meagan at all. And her video is another, I'm only 7 minutes in. And I'm like, I'm good. They're going to be good. There's going to be unity. I don't want to read too much because, it hasn't been 9 days since the Queen went to rest. But rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Scotland. Yeah. As they get together, people are going to get a better understanding of one another. There's going to be healing. There's going to be an improvement in the way they interact with one another, or a better understanding as they become real with each other. And I think their ties are going to grow stronger, and it's going to be healing. But everybody has choices, right? And this is just a potential of what can happen. So let me leave it at that. That to me sounds beautiful. It's acknowledging the past, it's acknowledging feeling left out, and it's acknowledging the healing that can come with making provisions for the family, for the children in the future. And I think it will. And no one may hear about it right away. But whenever it comes, it's going to heal the situation. Whatever is done in secret is going to be an opportunity to improve the situation for everyone involved. So, thank you very much for allowing me to just do this. And thank you for Lady Colin, let me make sure, Lady Colin Campbell. And I'll put the link in the description so that you can hear. She's got a very heavy British accent also, so you might want to turn on closed captioning, perhaps. That might be more helpful. But anyway, I've had a jolly good time discussing this situation, and my money's on everybody, the whole thing, the whole family. I want divine order to be established, and that's all that we can pray for. Let divine order be established in this situation, including Prince Andrew. He could stay on punishment for a little while more, but come on. And that's her favorite child. Andrew is the Queen's favorite son, favorite child. Because she was older when she had him, right? And then she had Edward just to keep company with Andrew. But, that's a disappointment. First Fergie, and then the scandal with this. Anyway. Epstein, who hung himself, allegedly. I'm feeling it right there. Okay, let me go. Anyway, I will be talking to everybody real soon. Peace. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these messages. Bye.